And we are live. Welcome to Locks with Bubbieville and K9 today. I know we're a little late, but we're here. Big things have happened. Make sure you tune in
Big.
tomorrow, though, at 7 p.m. Eastern for Counterculture Sports Live. But we have some things to talk about.
Whew.
Let's get it.
Diamonds on my neck, gold in my girl, and I'm riding with a flex. Holla at the club, cause the diamonds on my neck. Gold in my girl, and I'm riding with a flex. Gold in my girl, I gotta holla at the club.
Yo.
Yo,
What's up, Bubby?
I'm doing great. I just booked my trip to New York City in April, so I'm hyped.
Hell yeah.
NYCMC. We're booking it.
CMC me.
Me now. Whew.
We actually have somebody watching live. We got some people watching live. We got some comments already. Brady says,
Dang.
"Bear down. Great game yesterday. This fourth quarter shit has to stop though. Giving me a stroke every week, dude. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into that."
I can't wait.
Brady says, "Let's go." Allen's here. NYC has the best slice. Oh, hands down.
Oh yeah.
They're in the Jersey Shore for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I was about to say that in Ocean City, you can't beat that. I don't care. And I know you as a, born raised Chicago, I'm sure you can say the same thing. Don't get me wrong, Chicago's pizza's great, but
Yeah.
I still think New York's superior.
I like Chicago food. I love Chicago pizza. Don't take my Chicago card from me. But I'm not one for like thick pizza. I like thin pizza.
Yes.
So Jersey Shore style, New York style, thin, only cheese.
Only cheese. Maybe
Only
pepperoni if
cheese.
you're feeling risky, but other than that, only cheese.
Only cheese. Vinny says, yo, I had faith in the Bears. Nate definitely didn't. Alan says K9 hates deep dish. That was a fire honest take. Thank you, Vinny. I F with Chicago people. Alan says called it. LOL. Y'all being real, Vinny says. That's what we do on these podcasts, man. We're real. I have no reason to lie to anybody. It is what it is.
hmm
But I tell you what, you get like a Chicago like roast beef sandwich, one of them
Ooh,
hot roast beefs, boy. Ooh. Ain't nobody touching that.
no.
People from Chicago are criminals. I don't know if we're all criminals. We're just a little shady. That's all. We're street smart.
Yeah,
Brady
y'all
says
definitely are.
fire. Oh man, Bubby, where do we start? First off, I just want to say I love when we do podcasts together because it reminds me of the old days, the
I
kennel,
know. Yep, humble beginnings. When I was
humble beginning.
tapping on tables, not knowing, not knowing what to say or do, just doing all. We were just kind of stumbling and stuttering through everything. And but we're here now. Now we got face cams, and it's just nice looking. Yeah, it's nice looking back, being like, wow, it's crazy how far we came.
It is crazy how far we've came. I actually yesterday I reactivated my SoundCloud. Alan was begging me to do it because he
Whoa,
wanted to listen to old podcasts that we made. So I paid like $18 for a month of it. So anyone out there, if you follow me on Instagram at K9_Florida, you could click on the SoundCloud. I think I posted it in my story. You can click on that. I got some music and old podcast. Bubby was on, obviously, and Alan was
hmm
on, and Vinny was actually on. A bunch of people were on him. I used to have a bunch of people come on there. Brady says with the peppers. Oh yeah, of course. You got to have peppers on that sandwich. 100%. And you know what? When I was in Orlando, there was a Portillo's in Orlando actually.
Ooh,
Yeah, and I got
Portillo's.
one with the peppers. I mean, dude, and it's so greasy when you open up the bag. I mean, you just get grease all over the place. And I'm kind of a health nut now, but
Yeah, me too.
you make a exceptions for cheat meals when they're good and
Oh
for
yeah.
certain things. Alan says lights, camera, action. Who's
Mm-hmm.
got the hottest wings? He says.
Hottest wings? Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know who has the hottest wings. They give me gas. I try to be careful.
Does Portillo's have really big chocolate shakes?
Yeah, actually, we have a comment about that. Vinny says, "Dude, ignored my comment." I didn't ignore any of your comments. What are you talking about? I posted all of them. These guys never read the comments. I've posted every comment on here. I don't know what he's talking about. Brady says, "Can't forget the cake shake." I'm not much of a shake. See, like I'm not.
I never had it before, but I feel like if I did, I would be hooked. Every time I go, the one time I went to Portillo's, I saw it and I was like, I want to try this so bad, but I feel like I'm just gonna gain 5 pounds from 2 sips.
I know my metabolism isn't what it used to be. I could just look at a cake shake and I'll probably gain 5 pounds. So, all right, anybody that's watching on my Instagram live, go click that link I posted on my story at Instagram or at K9_Florida. We're about to get into some football talk. They're going crazy in the comments. I'm posting everything though. I don't really care at this point. This podcast was
That's
just
good.
kind of thrown together.
Yeah. I mean, that's good that we have a very active comment section. Shows that
Yeah.
our fans care.
I was in church and your dad texted me. Obviously, your dad's Mike from Cottville.
Hmm.
And he told me that he's not doing the podcast today, but I felt obligated to at least do a little something today for our loyal fans out there, the
Yeah.
thousands of people who watch and listen every week, maybe even millions. I don't know. So I felt like we had to do a little something. And I guess let's just start. I know we're going to talk a lot of NFL. This isn't going to be the longest podcast, but Miami Hurricanes. I cannot believe it. We are going to the Natty. The Natty is going to be in Miami. It is going to be a home game for Miami. Shout out to all
Dude,
Vinny
that game
says,
was
"Who are
nuts.
you? We are the U, baby."
Who
The
are
game
you?
against Ole Miss was a great game, and
Hmm.
I was obviously very nervous about that too. I still can't believe it, and I know I've been saying it since day one. This is our year, but Bubby, did you ever believe me?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Up until like mid-season, actually up until like the first like after like the up until like the game like 4 or 5, I didn't believe it. I know you got Carson Beck came in and you had like Mark Fletcher coming in. I was like, because especially after what happened last year and the sort of mini collapse Miami had with Cam Ward and everything, I was just like, I don't know about this year. I mean, I felt like last year was their closest chance at a natty or at the very least a playoff spot, but they proved me wrong though. I mean, again, Carson Beck stepped up. That Malachi Tony, the true freshman, he should be in senior high school right now, but he's out there balling out. He put his name on the map. And even the defense, especially in this playoff run, Miami's defense has really showed up and like showed people, hey, we're here, and this is our year.
You know, I know people that watch football don't really pay too much attention to the trenches, and that was honestly one of the things I thought that I honestly thought Miami had a shot, obviously all year, probably a biased opinion, but when you look at the trenches of Miami and you have a guy like Francis Mauigoa, a guy that's projected to be a top 5 pick, probably the best tackle in the nation in college football, and then you look at the defensive side of the ball and you have probably the best pass rusher in all of college football in Ruben Bain.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I didn't forgot to mention Ruben Bain. Yeah, I think he's arguably, if not the best defensive player in college football right now.
And both of these guys are projected to be top 5 picks. So when you have someone like that on your offensive line and defensive line, and then you add in the Malachi Tonys, the other star players and weapons, that makes up for a good team, man, because no
Hmm.
matter who you're playing, you're going to have a shot when you can win in the trenches and you have these guys that can do amazing things. I mean, Malachi Tony, like you said, should be a senior in high school right now. And he reminds me of Tyreek Hill, a young Tyreek Hill. And I know that's a really crazy comparison to make and say because
It
Tyreek
is.
Hill, the cheetah, is one of a kind. But Malachi Tony is really reminding me of Tyreek Hill and
Yeah, he's just so
Carson Beck.
explosive.
Carson Beck, dude, great game. The
Hmm.
scramble at the end of the game to score that winning touchdown. Miami is on a historic run, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And when a team has pride and momentum like that, they are scary. But now let's bring up the other team. You have Indiana. Indiana looks like an NFL team. They have the
I
Heisman
know.
Trophy winner at quarterback and Fernando Mendoza. I mean, the guy is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. They. When I had a feeling that I had a feeling Indiana was going to win this game just because on paper they had the better team, but I was not expecting a stomp on Oregon like that. Like I was just like, wow, this team is just they literally look like the best team in college football, and it's not even close. But yeah, I mean, I like you said, I think they're the team to beat. They haven't lost a game this season. Mendoza is going to be the number one overall pick, whether he goes to Vegas or wherever he goes to. He's just that incredible, especially in the playoffs. He's really stepped up, and he's minimalizing the mistakes and just playing smart, knowing when in his sneaky athleticism. He gets it. He understands what it takes to be an NFL quarterback and just be a really good quarterback in general. And on paper it looks I don't know how you stop Indiana, but hey, and it's in football and sports in general, anything can happen. So I'm not going to I'm not going to count out Miami yet, but I can guarantee one thing: this game might be one of the best on paper. Is looking like one of the best, most hyped national championship games in recent college football history. Excuse me.
We have a comment from Brady. Mendoza's reward for playing well this season is a number 1 draft pick to the Raiders. What a reward. At least it's not the Browns. Well, yeah, he's definitely going to go overall number 1. I think that's on paper. And it is going to be to the Raiders. I will say though that yeah, I mean at least it isn't the Browns, but he might get a say in who his head coach is. They're gonna have a new head coach. They have obviously the number 1 pick in the draft, so they're gonna be able to get some guys to build around him. And who knows? They might trade Max Crosby and get some more picks. So, I mean, you're in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I think it would be a
Yeah.
good place. They have loyal fans. Raider Nation, shout out Raider Nation. I think this could be a good thing for Mendoza. Cuban American guy, actually from Miami, wanted to go to Miami, and now he's going to be playing Miami in Miami for a national championship. So this is making out to be this could be, like you said, one of the best championship games of all time. When I was on Hard Rock earlier, I looked at the spread. They have this spread at Miami's getting 7.5 at home. So
Ooh.
Vegas is saying that this has potential to be a close game, obviously, because if they were thinking blowout, I think obviously Miami would be getting more points. But
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the game. I want to tailgate at the game. I know I'm not gonna be able to afford a ticket to the game, but if I could find my way into the parking lot, I'm gonna be shirtless walking around throwing up the U. That's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into yesterday's games, and then we'll give our locks for today. Let's start with the first game. We had the Rams traveling to Carolina to play the Panthers. Now, the spread for this game went up to 10.5. So they were Vegas was somewhat calling for a blowout, it seems like to me, for the Rams to blow out Carolina, but that's not what happened, Bubby. It was actually a close game. I was gonna let you
Yeah, I
elaborate on
know.
that.
No, I was listening.
I was trying to set
Yeah,
you up
it was
there.
yeah, it was close. It was a close game. Ugh. But What was the final score again? I honestly, I was so focused on the Bears game, I honestly forgot about the other game, about that game.
What was it? 38-35. Hold on, let me look it up. I don't even have. I know
Whoa!
it
Did it go to overtime?
was. No, it didn't go to overtime. It came down to the end though. It was 34-31. Rams won.
Oof, wow.
At the beginning of
How
the
about
game, it seemed like the Rams were going to blow them out. You had that muff punt by Carolina. Rams went right down the field, scored. Puka Nakua was showing out as always. And it did kind of seem like it was going to be a blowout. I actually had the Rams -10. I thought it was going to be a blowout. And the Panthers fought back, man, and they scored that touchdown late, but the Rams got the ball back. They scored. Carolina got the ball back, I think, with like 30, 40 seconds left. They had a chance and came down to a 4th down. Receiver dropped the ball on 4th down. So this was actually a close game, man. And I give credit to Carolina to be able to put up a fight
Yeah.
against a Rams team that was actually healthy. They had Devontae Adams back, had some other key guys back. So I give Carolina credit, man, because roster-wise, they're not really the best team, and on paper, they're not the best team. They did end up winning that weak NFC South division, but you got to give Carolina credit to be able to put up a fight like that and put up 31 points on the Rams, which the Rams
Oh
are a
yeah.
pretty good defense.
Oh yeah. And if you remember in the regular season, the Panthers actually beat the Rams in a
Yes.
game. So maybe it was yeah. So like maybe there's something the Panthers know about this Rams team that other 30 NFL teams don't. And I do give a lot of credit to the Panthers, and they put up a hell of a fight with their roster. But I think more importantly, this shows that the Rams aren't as scary as people think they are. It shows that they have some sort of Achilles heel, and obviously Carolina was, once already found it and almost found it again. And it just shows that they're not an undefeatable team, and that they could be, at one point this team was the NFC team. They were the favorites to win the NFC conference, but now they're starting to slow down. And I don't know if it's their defense. I don't know it might be their defense most likely, but it just shows that the Rams could be in trouble. They could be out as soon as the next round of the playoffs, which is crazy because at one point, like I said, they were the team to beat in the NFC.
Yeah, so I think as of now, the Rams would be the team that would be playing Seattle. So it looks like we're going to have Seattle versus the Rams, and then
Ooh.
yeah, I know. And then it's either going to be I think the 49ers or the Eagles that are going to be playing the Bears. So I know. I'm going to probably get more emotional tomorrow about it on the big show, but dude, 31-27 Bears win. That game last night took years off my life. I have never been such an emotional wreck, and I have never cried tears of joy from a football game in my life. And I sat there and I broke down and I cried. I cried like a baby, sweet 6-pound, 8-ounce baby Jesus. God, I
This was
hugged
your
my
Super Bowl.
son. Dude, you know what? Because as a Bears fan, there's nothing you hate more than the Packers, right? And
Yeah.
the
Aaron
Bears,
Rodgers.
I know, and Aaron Rodgers. The Bears had a great season, going 11-6. I don't think many people predicted or projected that. I mean, they won the NFC North. Once again, you didn't expect all that. And in the back of my mind, I just kept thinking we had this great season and we have to play the Packers, the first game of the playoffs. I'm just like, what a collapse it would be if we go into Chicago, because it was a home game for Chicago, and lose to the arch nemesis and they ruin our season. And it's just kind of a waste at that point. And obviously watching the first half, that's what it looked like was happening. You had Green Bay up 21-3 at halftime. The Bears looked terrible defensively, offensively. They went for it on a lot of 4th downs that were somewhat questionable, but at the same time, I understood what Ben Johnson was doing. And Green Bay looked elite when it came to the offense and defense in that first half. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, wow, the Packers can win the Super Bowl with the way they're playing on both sides of the ball in that first half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching. I think I didn't watch like the whole game because I was working last night. But I remember the score was like 21. I think it was 21-9, and I saw like Packers were up. I was like, oh no. And I saw some of the clips. Like the Packers looked amazing. And, Jordan Love was back to being his like best version of himself this year. The offense was clicking. The defense was clicking. Everything was clicking. And then all of a sudden, I saw Chicago score that touchdown. It's funny that I saw your former one of my coworker your former boy Cody Ford. He showed me the score. And Cody
Shout
Ford.
out.
He showed me the score. He said, look, he showed me the score, and he said Bears are now only down by 5. Bear down. I was like, oh boy, we got so hyped, and then when I got home, I kept watching the game, watching the score, like the box score, and that play,
The
I
fourth down
forgot
play.
the fourth down play. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
god, dude.
I'm not a lifelong Bears fan like you, but in that moment I literally like I jumped up and down like a 5-year-old girl, just like, oh my god. Oh my god. It was crazy.
Yeah, because if they don't
Yeah, no, that
convert that fourth down, the game's over. They were down 2 possessions at that. I think they were down 2 possessions. Yeah, they were down 2 possessions at that point, pretty sure. And it was a 4th and 12 after a false start. And dude, Caleb off the back foot, getting tackled to throw that to Rome.
yeah,
I mean,
insane.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
And
and then that touchdown he threw to DJ Moore as well. I was just like, wow.
the fake screen,
Yeah,
the burden, the
the
pump fake, and then oh man, beautiful.
yeah, that's when I was like, that in that moment I was like, no matter what happens, no matter the outcome of this game, Caleb Williams is the man.
Yeah, that second half performance by Caleb Williams is going to go down in Chicago history. And I know a lot of it has to do because we beat the Packers. I mean, the Bears haven't won a playoff game in 15 years, and we haven't beat the
No.
Packers in a playoff game, I don't think, since like 1941, like Pearl Harbor days. I mean, dude, that's how long we're talking. We're talking like 80 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's 80. Yeah, that's like 80 years.
Multiple generations of heartbreak and just being kicked while y'all are down.
The game last night was almost my Super Bowl because whatever happens now, like obviously I want the Bears to win and they're my team and I love them to death. And I hope for the best. And I'm going to keep saying this is our year for the Bears as well. But beating the Packers at home in a playoff game, I mean, it was just one of the best nights of my life, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
But like I said, that game took years off my life. I mean, I was literally on my hands and knees like Michael Irvin, dude, and I'm just like begging, praying, I'm crying. Just I lost my voice. Oh man, it was.
My God, I can't even imagine that last play. I bet that last play when Jordan Love looked like he was about to go down, and all of a sudden he gets out, and then he's dancing, trying to find anyone, and he almost like 3 or 4 times almost get. I'm sure in that moment you probably had like 3 or 4 heart attacks. It was just
dude, I was literally bracing myself up because I couldn't stand, I couldn't breathe, I was shaking. And just being a Bears fan and being somebody that's had bad luck, and I've had a lot of bad luck recently, I'm just like, dude, I know it's going to happen. They're going to get this Hail Mary. Everyone's going to talk crap about the Bears. The Packers fans are going to be up my ass, and I'm going to be getting messages out the ass. And I told you about my superstition thing. I'm very superstitious.
Mm-hmm.
If my volume on my TV is at a certain number and we start winning, I don't turn it up. I don't turn it down. I took my earrings out at halftime. I tried to like kind of recreate a new atmosphere and a mojo for us Bears fans. I actually live bet the Bears at halftime at plus 1,000 just to try to create some special momentum. And I don't know if I'm the reason we won. I'll take the credit. Shit, I will. And dude, I just couldn't believe it when they didn't convert it. I started just yelling, and oh man, I fell to my
Yeah.
knees. I cried like a baby. It was awesome.
Yeah, I would have honestly. I wish. Part of me wishes I was there with you. I mean, part of me does, but at the same time, part of me doesn't because look, and just the roller coaster. I can't even the just hearing you talk about the roller coaster of emotions you went through that game. It's I mean, but at the same time, but a part of me does wish I was there with you, supporting you, because like, well, I mean, you can't dream of like more amazing and just like incredible and like, yeah, just you can't dream or like imagine moments of like just pure, yeah, just I don't even know the word for it, but yeah, just moments like that are like lightning in a bottle, and it's just like that again, the feeling of just pure euphoria that finally, after again generations of just being berated by the Packers, whether it's in the playoffs, the postseason, or if Aaron Rodgers doing this, saying I own you," and in that moment, you get the last laugh on the Packers, and I just can't. I'm sure that you right now are just absolutely just ecstatic to have this moment. No matter what happens going forward, you have this moment as a Bears fan.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that brings me back to the comment I made. Like, whatever happens now. But to take down Goliath as David
Hmm.
and win that certain fight and win that certain battle and all the emotion that came with it from all the years of hurting, the Packers whooping our ass. I mean, oh God. I just it's hard to explain, but it is. You're right.
No,
You're
yeah,
right.
absolutely. Especially with the last like decade or so, with like all the shitty the was part of my friend all the shitty draft picks. Kevin White, Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and you're just like, can this torture please? Is as a Bear, but now that you're more adult Bears fan, like, can the torture just please stop? But again, after all that just heartbreak and just like mental torture, and to
Yeah.
finally get this moment, I'm sure it adds to that satisfaction and that like pure just finally we
Yeah.
get our moment.
And it's nice to kind of feel like somewhat of validation, if that's the word, because as you know, I've been I've been the biggest Caleb Williams guy since he was in college. And
Yeah, you had the
I literally
jersey.
yeah, I have the jersey, and I literally cried tears of joy when the Bears drafted him because I said, this is gonna be the guy. And I know
Yeah,
everybody thought I was crazy, the nail polish crap and hugging his mom crying, and the first year it didn't look too good. And I it's nice to feel somewhat right because I think people, especially Bears fans, are finally like, you know what, K9 was right. Like, this guy has God-given talent and can do things in this league and make throws in this league that he might be the only guy to be able to do it. Now, can he put it all together all the time? That's the question. But that guy
yeah.
has so much talent. It is unbelievable. And to have the poise and the ice in his veins as a second-year quarterback in his first playoff game to bring a team back and throw balls on a freaking rope and throw dimes like that. I mean,
Hmm.
for the fourth down play, how many quarterbacks in the
Yeah,
league would have been able to do that? And he looked his second half performance made him look like he's a seasoned vet, and he's not at all. And he's with a first year head
yeah.
coach,
He's only
and
a,
it was just amazing.
yeah,
We're gonna
absolutely. Yeah, that fourth down. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
That fourth down play, I think, will be shown in like Bears or whatever, yeah, sort of Bears games in like replay reels for decades to come, if not more than that. Because
Oh, dude, that might be one of
if
the greatest Bears plays in history, if not
absolutely,
the greatest.
if Caleb Williams has a Hall of Fame career, that's going to be one of the first plays that shows up on his like career reel or career highlight reel.
We got a comment, Brady. I thought maybe he was colorblind after that interception. Haha. Yeah, that first half interception was
Yeah,
really bad. I think Burden ran the wrong route. I don't know. I'm not going to make excuses for Caleb, But the interception in the second half, I mean, that was a 4th down, had to get rid of the ball, was about to get sacked.
Mhm.
I mean, you had to throw the ball up there and give your team a shot. So I'll defend them on that one. I mean, we're gonna break all this down a lot more tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Counterculture Sports. But we had to do this today, and we have to give our locks. I mean, that's the point of this podcast. So I'm gonna bring up the games we got today. We'll give our locks, and then we'll get out of here. We have Buffalo traveling to Florida to play the Jags actually in Jacksonville, and Buffalo's getting 2 points on the road.
They're getting points. Last time I checked, the Jags were the favorite. Did it change?
No. I'm saying Buffalo's getting points, like as in they're the underdogs. They're getting 2 points.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it. Jacksonville's at home, but I don't know. I think on paper, Buffalo's the favorite. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not saying they're a lock to win. They're the lock of the week. I think on paper, Buffalo's the better. Buffalo has better odds. But now something about Jacksonville home games. Maybe it's that one year when they came back against Chargers when Chargers had one of the worst playoff classes. I don't know.
I mean, I understand the betting line. I mean, Jacksonville is a higher ranked seed for 1. 2, they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
That is true.
And in 3, Buffalo honestly hasn't looked that good. Now I know they have the MVP on Buffalo, obviously, and Josh Allen at quarterback. And that's where my mind goes and where my pick goes with this. I think that as good as Trevor Lawrence has played this year, and it seems like he's starting to finally get it together, maybe with Liam Cohen now as his head coach, Duval,
yeah.
But I think I couldn't bet against Buffalo in this, and I would take the 2 points with Buffalo, and I would put my money on Josh Allen and the Bills.
Yeah, same here. I think Jacksonville's going to make it closer than people think, but yeah, I can't bet against Buffalo. And I think down the line, like next round or the round after, it could be a chance where they look shaky. But yeah, no, I think on paper Buffalo gets the win. But you never know. Jacksonville surprised us before. I mean, hell, I remember that one year they made it all the way to the AFC Championship game with Blake Bortles, and they almost upset Brady and the Patriots. That was one of the most surprising playoff runs I've ever seen in my life.
I know that, yeah. And what year they had another run? I think when they had Byron Leftwich. I mean, this is probably early time for you, but I remember when I was younger. I think they had Byron Leftwich, and they made the AFC Championship or the divisional round.
I think it's either Leftwich or David Garrard. It was one of those two.
Okay, yeah.
Because they definitely didn't have a deep run with Brunell.
Yeah, it could have been then. I mean, this is years ago. I really remember what I ate yesterday.
Yeah, I think I don't know what year you're talking about, but I remember one playoff game. They specifically beat Pittsburgh. Again, I don't remember which year this was, but I remember they beat Pittsburgh that year, and it was like oh my gosh, Jacksonville, this nobody franchise just beat Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know you're talking about, and they were on the road that game.
All right, so
I could be thinking of something else.
No, I think you're right. Who cares? It was so long ago. It is.
Yeah.
All right, next game we got your 49ers, Bubby's 49ers, San Francisco traveling to Philly to play the Eagles. Now this line has moved. I've noticed every couple times I've checked, but when I took this screenshot a little while ago, it's at what is that? 5.5. So the Eagles are favored by 5.5 at home against the 49ers. I'm a little surprised that the spread is this high. I know it was up to 6, maybe 6.5 when it first came out. So, Bubby, as a 49ers fan, what are you thinking?
Honestly, San Fran, I think that loss to Seattle I don't think it was as detrimental as it looked. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say the loss didn't mean anything. It did. But I don't know. I think that loss could play an effect how they perform today. But at the same time, they could. But I am a little worried about, again, traveling to Philly, playing them. I mean, considering the last time we traveled to Philly in the playoffs, they whooped our behinds and they injured Purdy. They injured Whoever they injured all of our quarterbacks that game, but I, but no, I am a little worried. I'm not really that confident they can win. But again, Niners fan, especially since after what happened last night with the Bears, anything can happen. So I'm gonna say, I maybe shoot myself in the foot, but I think Niners pull off the win, but I don't see it being a pretty win for them if they did win.
This is honestly the toughest game I think for me to pick. And like you said, I don't think that last game for the 49ers was their identity. Before
Yeah,
that game, I mean, if you watch Counterculture Sports, everybody knows this, but I was picking the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. With the way they were playing offensively, I thought they were unstoppable. Defensively, obviously, they haven't been the best. And, if they won that game against Seattle, they would have been the number 1 seed, and the 49ers would have been at home. If they made it to the Super Bowl, it would have been like how Miami's playing the Natty at home. It would have been the 49ers are playing the Super Bowl at home. So obviously they don't have that going for them anymore. But I will say that I know Philly won the Super Bowl last year, but I just don't see this being the same team that it was last
no,
year.
they're
I
not.
really don't. And I mean, they can get hot, and I mean, it's the playoffs, anything could happen, but I just don't see the mojo there with their offense this year to where I don't know if they could compete with an offense like the 49ers. Now, the Eagles do have a really good defense. Jalen
Yeah,
Carter, Jordan Davis, they have a great defensive line. They have a decent secondary, Kenyon Mitchell, but I really like the 49ers plus 5.5. I really liked it at plus 6.5. I think this is going to be a, a a lower scoring game. I know
yeah,
the over-under is at 44.5, so that makes sense. I could see that being the ballpark. I don't see a shootout here. I don't think Philly is a team to win a shootout or even participate in a shootout. So I'm not expecting a shootout today, but I think this is going to be a 3-point game, 4-point game at the end of this. So I really like the points with the 49ers. So I would take the
hmm
points with the 49ers, but whoever wins this game straight up is tough, man. I mean,
yeah.
I honestly think I would take the 49ers in this game. I do.
Yeah, no, yeah. This is again, like you said, this is definitely the toughest game. This could go either way, but and like I agree, I think this is going to be a low scoring game. It's going to be it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be like one in the trenches. But again, I think you made some good points. I don't think Philly has that same mojo like they did last year. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the whole AJ Brown's drama saga. I don't know if it's just their head, Nick Sirianni not being as confident in the team or like letting loose, taking his foot off the gas pedal now that they won a Super Bowl last year. It could be many things. It could be Saquon suffering a little bit of the Madden curse. Who knows? But I think I don't know why, but a part of me, maybe it's just my loyal Niner heart telling me that there's still a fighting chance. But yeah, I think Niners are going to win, like you said, in a low scoring effort. And yeah, I'm just not going to give up on my Niners because they're going up against a team that could suffer from a Super Bowl hangover. And if there's any team that could beat the former champs in a situation like this, I think it's the Niners because I and then yeah, so I agree. I say Niners in a low scoring bout.
Okay, I agree. All right, and then the last game for today. Shout out cousin Stevens. He's actually going to be there. He surprised our Uncle John with tickets to the
Yeah,
game. Uncle John flew up there.
big,
He's got his
big.
fiance Angela there. So
Mrs.
we're going
Mustard.
to miss Mustard. So we're rooting for the Patriots. But, Bubby, I'm going to start on this one, dude. And I know that this is what they obviously do not want to hear. But I
Uh-oh.
don't know why. But I'm thinking the Chargers could win this game. I'm thinking Coach
Whoa.
Harbaugh, Justin Herbert. Here's the thing. Beginning of this year, the Chargers were looking like they were going to be the Super Bowl winners. And towards the middle of the year, they got banged up, and they've been so hot and cold. One week, the Chargers look like the best team in football, and the next week, they don't.
Yeah.
the thing that scares me about the Patriots in this game, and I'm rooting for the Patriots. I would love to see a Patriots Bears Super Bowl. I'm rooting for the Patriots, mostly for our cousin. But what scares me about the Patriots is the inexperience. They do have a young team. There's not really anybody on this team that has the experience. And I mean, that doesn't mean everything. I mean, if you look at the Bears, there's no one on that team really besides Joe Tooney that's ever done anything. So that's not too big of a reason, but Drake May has a chance to win an MVP, and he's going up against a tough defense. And not only is he going up against a tough defense, he's going up against probably one of the best head coaches in the NFL. And
Hmm.
I think that Harbaugh is going to just schematically make this a nightmare for Drake May. Now, can the Patriots overcome this and win this game? Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying that I think it's a lock that the Chargers win this game.
Whoa.
But what I will say is I like the Chargers with getting 4 points. They're on the road, they're traveling to New England, and they're getting 4 points. I think this is going to be another low scoring 3-point difference in whoever wins this game. I could see this coming down to a field goal at the last second. So I like the Chargers getting 4, but if I did have to make a money line bet, I think I would go with the Patriots because I think the Patriots could win this game. But dude, this is honestly, I mean, honestly, this might be tougher. I know I said the 49ers and Eagles were probably my toughest decision, but honestly, this might be because I really do like the 49ers at 4 o'clock.
Mm. I I'm surprised I'm surprised you're not as confident in the Patriots. You gotta. I understand. You made a good, valid point about the inexperience thing, but I think I honestly think that's going to be an advantage for them. They don't have that like it's now or never type of mentality to them. And again, this is a young team. This is a very inexperienced team, yes, but I think you got to look back and see what they did in the regular season. They beat some amazing teams in the regular season when they looked when they looked on paper like the underdogs, like they had no chance. People were saying this is going to be a maybe at best 7-8 win team, and they went out there and and at some points looked like the best team, not only in the AFC but the best team in the NFL. Drake May MVP, and you also got to look on the other side. The Chargers. The Chargers, especially recently, have had some bad luck in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying I know Jim Harbaugh is a great coach and has a great mindset, and he does what he does what he has to do to win. He's a great coach and all, but the Chargers have recently just I don't know something about their recent playoff almost I guess curse for lack of better wording. They have this sort of like curse with the playoffs. It's just the playoffs is just not their forte. Of course, I mean not last year, but I don't remember if it was the year prior or 2 or 3 years. But that one again, the thing that keeps
Yeah,
going back in my mind is that
I know.
game against the Jags when that's one of the worst playoff chokes, non Super Bowl playoff chokes I've ever seen in
Yeah, I
my
think it
life.
is. I think it
And
is. Yeah.
I just don't think you can come back from that. And especially even more recently, like I just don't see the Chargers as maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just my manifestation type of mindset, and also like in the back of my mind being like I want to see mustard. Like I want to see the Patriots win, but I don't have the faith in the Chargers doing well in any sort of playoff situation, especially when they're going up against a team that could have been the best team, the number one seed in the AFC, and MVP Drake May. I just don't. I don't see the Chargers doing anything. And don't get me wrong, they have a talented team. They have a pretty talented roster. It's just I think on paper, everything Patriots are just the better team, all things considered.
My argument to the biggest choke probably in playoff history, because I think it probably is up there too, non-Super Bowl, is they didn't have a good head coach. They had Brandon Staley at the time, who I thought was honestly
Yeah.
just a terrible head coach. So obviously Harbaugh is miles ahead of that dude with experience and just knowledge of the game. So that's my argument with that. My argument with the Patriots thing is they had the easiest schedule I think I've ever seen. But my argument, I'm going to sit here and argue with
They put
myself is when they played these bad teams, they did whoop their ass. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
they played the Dolphins twice and the Jets twice and they won by 2 points. Like, no, they did blow those teams out, and they did have some good wins. You know, they beat Buffalo and they came back against Baltimore, I'm pretty sure it was, and performed pretty well like that. So I'm hoping for the Patriots to win this game, and I definitely know they can. I think there's gonna be a really good game at the end of the
Oh
day.
yeah, absolutely. But no, I say Patriots get the win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I still think Patriots have the advantage over LA.
Okay. Well, as I said before, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern to Counterculture Sports. We're going to break down everything, obviously re-talk about some of the things that happened this past week, because I don't know if everybody that watches that show watches this show. Probably a couple people like Brady and Allen and stuff. But make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, Counterculture Sports on this YouTube page. We'll be live. And Bubby, thank you for filling in for your dad.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long this locked up with Copville with K9 thing's going to be anymore. It kind of sounds like it's over, but I at least wanted to do one more with you, Bubby, to finish it out, man. Like I said, bro, I love you. You're my cousin. Yeah. You were there since day one when all this was just on my broke down laptop in my kitchen, and we were yelling into karaoke mics and tapping on tables, like you said, and I was getting stoned out of my mind, but it was fun, man, and it was a good time. So,
yeah, if this does end up being the last locked up episode I'm on, it was a great honor to guest host a great podcast host.
Well, we'll get you on the Monday show too, dude. I mean, it's not
like
you're not ever gonna be on it.
I know. I'm not saying this is the last time you'll ever see me again. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, don't. You're making it sound like I'm never gonna see you again. Don't do that to me. All right, everybody. Tune in tomorrow. Bubby, K9, we out.
Diamonds on my neck, gold in my girl, and I'm riding with a clip. Holla at the club, cause the diamonds on my neck. Gold in my girl, and I'm riding with a clip. Gold in my girl, I gotta holla at the club.